Hare Krishna. A very warm welcome to all the devotees. We have devotees from 14 centers this morning. And moreover, there are many devotees who have joined us online because there is live streaming going on. So people from even different countries probably are watching here. So we are very happy to have all of you here. So to begin with, let us welcome His Grace Madhu Pandit Prabhu. I request Shuklambara Prabhu to offer him Prasadam garland. We also have His Grace Chanchalapati Prabhu. Request Gopa Vrindapala Prabhu to offer Prasadam garland. His Grace Vasudev Keshav Prabhu. So request Vijay Pandit to offer Prasadam garland. And His Grace Sri Ram Krishna Prabhu. Request Shruti Sagar to offer Prasadam garland. So thank you all. So I hope all of you have collected the pens and notebooks and water bottles at the entrance. So and also last request everybody to switch off or at least put your communication devices in silent mode. If you have not done it, please do it now. So I now request Madhu Pandit Prabhu to please come and address all of us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Chandra ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Tai Gauranga ki, Srinivas Govinda ki jai, Prahlad Nrsimhadev ki, Hare Krishna Hill ki, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very happy to see so many of you here together at a time. It is very inspiring to see all your bright faces, enthusiastic to serve Srila Prabhupada. I've been given an hour, Acharatna. Question. Okay. So normally if it is so long, I need to walk but I am unable to walk. so much. To make the session interesting, I will tell you what happened. In Vrindavan, just a week back, when I was about to leave, morning that day I went to the Samadhi, Rupa Goswami Samadhi site. They're all huge foundation has been dug, huge pits.
Maybe they don't know what we are doing.
Oh, that also. Okay, in Radha Damodar temple.
Actually, you can show picture of the Radha Damodar.
Radha Damodar temple, you all know that that place was very special for Prabhupada. Everybody knows, right? So Prabhupada stayed there 6 years before going to America, and he wrote his first 3 volumes of Bhagavatam and all there in his kutir. Somehow by the blessings of Rupa Goswami, Srila Prabhupada and the 6 Goswami, Jiva Goswami, we have got an opportunity to do seva there. We have broken that slab that was there above the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami and Jiva Goswami, which was very low. So we are breaking that all up, making a big building there, big high ceiling roof, and then over that another Prasadam hall. All that work we have taken up. And then we are also creating on gufa for between Samadhi Mandir and Bhajan Kutir of Rupa Goswami. Underneath, on underground gufa also we are creating. And then in that ground floor, full of garden and everything, there won't be walls, garden and everything. And then when you look towards the temple, standing from Bhugarbha Goswami's Samadhi, that end we will have one diorama of Prabhupada giving Nectar of Devotion class. Prabhupada sat there and gave 10 days Nectar of Devotion class in 1976 or something. So in commemoration of that also will set. So then the digging is all going on there, and then I was just about to leave, and then 6 feet deep pits are there, and in the side about 7 feet height, earth is piled up, what I was dug. On the top there is a narrow path, so I was walking on that path. One monkey came and took away my chashma. And to balance I went behind. So I went off that narrow path. Then I am trying to balance my body. I am not able to balance. I roll. Then again I get up. Then I am trying to balance again. And then by the time I balance again I am falling. But this time I am falling directly towards a beam rod. Beam rods were there, old beam rods. So all of a sudden, super soul's inspiration. Better to go into the pit than there. So there hardly any time for how to go into the pit. So once I decided, I turned my body, dived into the pit, head first, and when chest went and hit like that. And that happened just because I was walking on that path and barefooted, so I was seeing, oh, so smooth this dust is. Immediately the monkey came. So into that nice, pebble-less dust, I dived into it. That's why no hurt, only smash of, muscles were smashed everywhere. No crack of any bones. It was a huge fall. But it will take some time to, get the body which is shaken up for about all the joints normal. So it's like that is next to Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Kutir. So it's a special mercy I got. Maybe there, every time you come to Vrindavan and put your foot first, now you put your head first. So really, a very special mercy, I escaped without this thing. So, little continuously, withock backrest, if I sit, it pains me for some time. So I like to sit, and then later on, let's see, I'll walk. And
it's not there in the brochure.
Raseshwarila brochure? Huh? One new site is created, no?
It's not yet online.
Okay. And it's a very big opportunity for all of us to get the seva there of the Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami. Actually, that is Prabhupada. What did Prabhupada say about that place? It's the hub of the universe. And what else he said? I reside there eternally. I reside here in Radha Damodar eternally. And they have got, the other ISKCON has got into litigation. There's a case going on. So they don't have hold there. So by Prabhupada's mercy, I was called by that Maharaj that time, 6 years back. Nice, good cultivation, good relationship. Now they have full confidence in us. So after this puja, after the building is all over, then we will be doing the puja there for Rupa Goswami's Samadhi, Jiva Goswami's Samadhi, offerings, Arati, everything we will be doing. Okay. So, the fundraising seminar. Though what I will be speaking is not any comprehensively prepared matter, but a few concepts that are very important to keep your enthusiasm in the service of fundraising. I'll touch upon those things. First thing is, if we have to succeed in good fundraising, everything begins with good thinking skills. If you think that fundraising does not involve thinking, it is not correct. It requires good thinking skills. What are those thinking skills? You have to have an objective. You have to have a strategy, isn't it? What action to take. You should know what you are marketing, what actually you are giving it to the people. You should have thought what is the mindset of the people to whom you are going and talking. What do they want? And you should know what is it that you have to give to them. And you should also have a purpose why I have to give it to them. Isn't it? Unless all these things are prepared, and if you don't have these things in your subtle body, if you don't culture your subtle body for the right kind of task that you have to communicate, market, sell, this is something which is the outside world itself has perfected continuously. So we can see that it's the same skills that they do for other things, we need for Krishna, for Prabhupada, isn't it? So this is the first understanding you should get. That spirit is there to preach. You're all preachers. You have great spirit to preach. Spirit to preach is spiritual. But then your subtle body and gross body is not spiritual, it is material. Means it acts according to certain material laws. Isn't it? Suppose for Krishna's pleasure, I want to make a building. Then you tell me, if I have studied architecture, it will be better, or no need of anything. For Krishna, you are designing, you can just design. Right? So every domain has got knowledge and skills. This we should understand. This is one mistake that many devotees do. I am doing for Krishna, so you only with only spirit it is not enough. With spirit, you have to develop the domain knowledge and the skills. And this domain knowledge and skill is available in plenty in the outside world. So none of you should hesitate to read some good books by top thinkers in marketing, in sales, in communication. Never hesitate. You will get a lot of things. How to organize your mind, how to organize your thinking, how to organize your data, how to organize how to cultivate the donors. All these things, it's available in plenty. So, if your subtle body is not prepared with the right kind of, mission, a vision, a purpose, goal, these things are not, properly aligned. Say you're a preacher and you have got some task to achieve. And if you don't have all these things aligned, your mind, this is actually called thinking skills. Why am I preacher? Why am I collecting? All those things. You have to tell yourself, you have to feed yourself in all those things and have very good clarity you should have. What is it that I am doing? If you have that clarity, then your system will drive, your mind, your subtle body will drive your activities, and you will start enjoying that activity. On the contrary, don't think any remarkable result will come if you just spaced out some old ideas about doing duty without knowing what is duty. Duty itself means to prepare your subtle body is the first duty. If you are a preacher, if this is my work, so what is the ego I should have? Ego is a powerful driver, not false ego. Ego is a driver. There is a real ego, there is false ego. Our core ego is what? We are servants of Krishna, right? Now, so many secondary egos we have to take. I am a life membership preacher. I I am a preacher, is a ego, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes. Don't be afraid of ego like Mayavadis. Without ego, nothing can be done. You need servant ego. Those who don't have ego are all dead, half dead. Devotees also who don't have ego are half dead. In service of Krishna, better to have false ego than no ego. At least you can offer the result to Krishna. Ego means what? Self-perception, isn't it? What you think you are. Self-perception. Like I have to think, I am temple president. Then only I can do the duties of a temple president. If I don't have ego of a temple president, servant ego of a temple president. Now we are all talking about servant egos, not master egos. Servant ego of a temple president. Then I will not have the direct, the right kind of doing, right kind of inspiration, right kind of, role to take. It's a role play. If you have to do anything in this world, you have to have a role play. A role play ego you have to have. It's a secret of success in life, I am telling you. Whether for devotees or for karmis, you have to have a role play. If you don't get into that role play, you will not be involved in the work. You will not be involved in the work. So, according to each task that you have, we all have different kinds of role play, servant egos. We have to have. It is that servant ego who has got appropriate desire. Who has desires? Ego has desires. Yes? Let's say I am temple president. If I have a temple president servant ego I have, then I have to have temple president's desires. What all I have to do, what I should not do, what I should achieve, what I should not achieve, what is my mission. And then, you have a powerful servant ego of a temple president. Yes or no? A very important technique I am telling you. Role play egos. How to feed. This is culturing how to culture your subtle body. And this is very fundamental, starting point. Many times devotees feel uninspired because they have not built up a proper ego. And they are not fed a proper desire to that ego. And they have not fed that right kind of knowledge to that ego. Let's say as a temple president, I got certain duties. Those duties need domain knowledge, specific knowledge, isn't it? I have to gain that knowledge. I have to gain that skill. If I don't have desire, where I will gain that skill? So in service of Krishna, I have to serve the Lord, and this is a role play I have to take. The moment you say I have a role play, there has to be a desire, there has to be knowledge, there has to be skills, isn't it? So all these things, how does it come? We have to imbibe, we have to train ourselves. So in the same way, maybe whatever service that you are doing, we all have a servant ego. That is a fundamental thing that is very much required. We are not, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you are not this, you are not that, you are not this, you are a servant of Krishna. That is our core ego. That doesn't change. Whereas the servant ego changes. Today you may be this service, tomorrow some other service will get.
another service you'll get. Each service will have different kinds of desires, different kinds of personality. Okay, if you don't like the word ego, then take personalities. We have to take different personalities, isn't it? And this is not something which is unusual. This is something we really practice in our life also. In many, it's very natural to us. Just like if you are going to talk to me, immediately you have a personality which is reserved for Madhu Pandit Prabhu. Correct? A particular way of seeing, a particular desire, a particular way of relationship, isn't it? So you have a ego which will front when you meet me. The same you, when you are with your peer, somebody, when you're talking, you have another personality, isn't it? And you have with somebody else, you have another. When you go out to preach to somebody, outsider, a karmi, immediately another personality, right? So you have so many secondary egos are there. And that ego makes it very easy for you. All the learnings, everything will be automatically, and you will do it. So similarly, just let's say you're going out and liberating Lakshmi on behalf of Prabhupada and Krishna, preaching to people. Because of so many years of expertise, you go before somebody, immediately you have already loaded your preacher ego. You loaded your preacher ego and you're talking according to. So that preacher ego, how smart is he? The question. How much you have prepared him? What desire you have fed him? Does he have a strong desire? Does he have a vision? Does he have a mission? Is that preacher ego, does he have a goal? These are all advanced work I can do. If these things are all prepared, if that a preacher को खड़ा करना, वो तैयारी करके खड़ा करने से वो when you go before the person, वो खड़ा हो जाएगा. That full enthusiasm, everything, all skills also will come. वो ये बोलेगा, तुम ये बोला, ज़्यादा सोचने की जरूरत नहीं, तैयार है वो. And that preacher will become experienced more and more years. He is more experienced. Like this, he will respond to the situation, and he knows how to preach. So, that is one of the first thing that I wanted to give you this idea about. These are all techniques, subtle body techniques. You want to do anything well, you have to prepare a good doer ego. And doer ego means doer desire, doer should have vision, mission, all these things which all translate into and a purpose. The purpose of temple president ego is different. The purpose of Pujari, head Pujari is different. The purpose of somebody else, some other seva is all different. So what is the purpose? All that, so completely aligned it should be. And then you will see, remarkable effect in what you are delivering. Without proper subtle body, कुछ भी तैयारी नहीं किया, कुछ भी नहीं किया, ऐसा ही जाएगा. कुछ तो करना है, 10 o'clock जाना है. Somehow be engaged. Go to somebody, talk something. Krishna says, Karmanevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Total misapplied verse is Karmanevadhikaraste. It is an escape route for everybody, for karmis and for devotees also. Misapplied. If Arjuna did not focus on on killing the people, he could not have won the war, isn't it? So this is one important point now I'll touch upon. One concept I'm going to tell you is what is the role of results in a preacher's mind? What should be the role of results? Can I get some feedback? What is the ideal? What should you think of the goal? As per Karmanevadhikarastha only, you tell. One or two people can give some inputs.
We should
Shuklam.
services as though at that time I think I am the only doer, and do it to the full, to the best of my ability. And after that result, there is good result or there is no good result, so that will be offered to the Lord.
But you should do the best of your ability, but you should not think of the result.
No, we should think of the result at that time when I am doing it.
Okay.
Because I am thinking I am the doer now. Krishna is not in picture. I am only the doer. Results, when the results come, we will offer to Krishna. When there is no result, we will put our full endeavor, but still it is offered to God's desire. God did not sanction.
Somebody, yes.
The teacher, we should have that desire. Some result should come. Whatever effort we do, he may not be a big donor. Some result should come as a teacher.
Some money result should come.
But some result should come.
There is a saying in English which says, while working in such a way that everything depends on you, and while praying in such a way that everything depends on God. So if you apply this dual principle, we mix up things. While working, we pray for God, and while praying, we think of our duty.
Good one. Okay. Yes. बोलो. बताइए.
So I remember when I was studying college, so I used to put some goal. I will get 90% marks, 95 like this. So when I'm doing preaching, I think I will today I'm going outside, and I will meet minimum 20 people, and I will collect minimum 10,000. Like I said, if nothing coming, similarly like college I did, suppose I could not get 95. Okay, next year. Tomorrow I will get. So whatever I done, maybe not some other job, smile.
Okay.
Some goal I will fix my goal.
Yes.
I'll achieve this goal.
Right.
And that goal can be depends on what you earn. Like sometimes people like this, we can just make out. And nothing coming, tomorrow will wait, and even will come over to Krishna, my Lord, I tried.
Very good.
Tomorrow again I will try.
Yes. Proj.
What I have experienced is the results are reciprocal. Like I have given my effort to something, a lot of effort, but no result came. And I was a little bit low. But after some days, a call comes which tells that it comes from another source. Tells you that there is a result for you. So it happened many times with me.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Generally what happens in the future is that when result comes, immediately the prayer doesn't come. When the negotiation is more happening, then not a prayer will happen. The negotiation brings a lot of prayer.
That is because you are not trained to offer gratitude. Only you pray, you ask, but you don't give gratitude. Okay, so these are the different perspectives that, we talked about the result. One thing common in all this that I saw is that everybody had result in the mind. Result in the mind has to be there. What Krishna teaches is that you are not the controller of the results. Just because I am not the controller of the results, it's not that I don't keep the result in mind and work. You have to keep the result in mind, otherwise there is no driving force. If I come out of Hare Krishna hill and if I don't have result that I want to go towards Tumkur, if I don't have that result in my mind, then I can turn left instead of right. So from the result we get direction. So results are that. So it's very important to have goals, and goals don't come unless you have a purpose. Isn't it? What is the purpose of that goal? And the purpose doesn't come unless you have a vision. Vision means, suppose I had no obstruction at all. I had all the contacts, I had all the money and everything. What would I like to see? I had all the skills. What I would like to see? That is vision. Daily one founder patron. Right? Vision. That is vision. The mission is there. Mission is, what is it that drives you every moment to engage the people in devotion service? That is the mission of the fundraising preachers, isn't it? To engage people in a particular way with their money in serving Srila Prabhupada's and Lord Chaitanya's movement. That is the mission. So continuously the mission is driving us towards our vision. And all these, the purpose and the goal, everything should get aligned. When all these things are aligned, so for instance, purpose. What is the purpose of fundraising? Let's say to build the organization of Prabhupada, correct? Purpose. Now you will have a goal. Purpose means, what is the difference between goal and purpose? Purpose is a larger than yourself. When you have a purpose, then you won't fight if somebody else takes your collection and goes. Another preacher taken your collection, your contact. Right? Then you will reconcile. Arey, purpose to ek hi hai. Purpose is to build the organization. I did not do it. Doesn't matter. It didn't fall into my goal. He got it. So there is a reconciling factor there. The I is gone. Less. When you come from goal to purpose, I is gone. I goes even more when you come to vision, isn't it? The large vision. So we should have well-defined, we should have a preacher ego as a person who wants to engage people's Lakshmi in Krishna's Prabhupada's service. I am that person. And then develop the necessary skills for that. Where do you get those knowledge and skills? Plenty available in the Karmi world. Is somebody giving some talk here on the profession? Reggae is talking on
last day.
Last day, yeah. Again, I am telling you, there are beautiful books. You should, don't hesitate. Once you know there is a spirit, there is yantra. You learn these things because you are not new devotees. You are all chanted for many years. Some new devotees you may say, don't read Karmi books, and may say. But you are all older devotees. Selectively, excellent, simply written, excellent books are there on marketing and sales and communication. How to develop those things. You can read them and it will benefit you a lot. Nobody can give that spirit. Spirit is that coming from the soul. But those things we can gain from there. So you need to, I want to tell you that is one advice I want to give you. You need, so much of research has gone in the outside world. Karmis, for the sake of lording over the material nature, they have developed how to tune up this subtle body. It's a yantra, no? How the yantra works. And accordingly, they have, see, you cannot get it. Suppose if there is a good salesman who's got high inspiration, you can really analyze that in his subtle body, the whole circuitry is correct. It's a yantra is working properly. Somebody who is tamasic, who has no inspiration for anything, his yantra is not working properly for the task. Now our goal is Krishna's goal, Krishna's service, Prabhupada and Krishna's pleasure. So we should also take benefit from whatever is there. Just like Prabhupada gave an example of the mouse creates a hole, works hard and creates a hole in the ground for it to go and sit. And then a snake will swallow the mouse and go and stay there. All this knowledge about every knowledge in this world is coming from the super soul. It does not belong to any karmis. Let's say I read some karmi book which is about some knowledge about some management or anything. I never think it is his. Everything belongs to Krishna. Now I am taking and utilizing. They have worked hard for something. Now I will take it and serve Krishna with it. Here completely you will change the whole. Your efficiency will change. So sometimes I tell devotees, you have no spiritual problem, you have a material problem. You have no problems with your soul, because you are really fired up. I want to do for Prabhupada, I want to do for Prabhupada, I want to do for Krishna, etc. That means no problem with the soul. Problem is with the yantra. Yantra won't simply listen to you. It will listen to the laws of nature. What you teach, it will repeat. If you are not taught, it will repeat what is not taught. Wrongly taught, it will do wrongly. So this importance of training the yantra is a very fundamental thing that I keep telling all the devotees, that we are preachers, we have something to achieve in this world. Suppose we are only bhajananandis, we have nothing to achieve in this world. Leave your yantra one side. Kuch bhi karne do usko. As long as sense control is there, I don't need anything. I just do bhajan. But is that is this what is expected from us, from Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara? No. You have to preach. You have to be in the world. You have to create results. You have to build up organization. Then more and more people will get holy name, prasadam, everything. Books. So our mandate is different. When our mandate is different, do you all agree that one of the most important thing is, whatever you achieve, your mind and body plays a big role or not? Huh? You please separate these two things, spirit and this body and mind. It's a yantra. It's a machine. You can say your mind and body is a bio-robot at your service. It's a bio-robot at your service. You should really think like that. Only you have to disidentify with the body. It's a bio-robot, powerful bio-robot which will work on your command. उसको क्या सिखाया गया वही करेगा वो. गलत सिखाएगा तो गलत करेगा, ठीक सिखाए तो ठीक करेगा. प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणे कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मकर्ताहमिति मन्यते. All the skills in this material world, Prakriti, it's all in Prakriti. I give you example of architect. You cannot say, now I am a devotee, I don't need an architect. Foolish. The building will fall down. I have seen some devotees very foolish like this. So if you want to sell something, if you want to convince somebody, you want to communicate somebody something, There are excellent books on this. Not complicated. People who are so expert in writing, you read it, you won't keep the book down. Like that, simply they will explain to you that concepts. So you should know these concepts. Don't be shy. It's all you're equipping your own equipment. When you go out to preach, you get into an auto. Auto has to be in good condition. Then I am doing service for Krishna. Auto sab maintain nahi karne ka hai. Chalo. It will stop on the way. Your appointment you will not meet. Everything failed. No collection. Correct? Tell me any difference between that auto and your body. Any difference? No difference. That's also yantra. This is also an yantra. This yantra also requires, as I said, this yantra requires vision, mission, purpose, goal, milestones. All these things you have to feed in. Only when you feed in, then you have to have that doer ego, servant ego you have to have. You feed in all these things, you will start enjoying life. You will start enjoying doing. Somebody who does not have a doer ego, उसको धक्का मारना, जाओ यार बाहर preaching के लिए, क्योंकि ईगो नहीं है, क्या करने गए, और किसी का ईगो आके उसको धक्का मारना. Somebody who has got an ego, he has to come and push him. You go and do now. Why you are sitting here? Why you are already 11 o'clock? Why 12 o'clock? You are not even gone out. धक्का मारना पड़ता है. And poor devotee, it is not his fault. He has got to, मैं तो प्रभुपाद का सेवा के लिए ज्वाइन किया है, लेकिन क्या कर सकता है, निकलता नहीं शरीर अभी ना. तो इसी को बोलता है मेटीरियल प्रॉब्लम्स. तुमको स्पिरिचुअल प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, मेटीरियल प्रॉब्लम है. एंड मेटीरियल प्रॉब्लम मीन्स कर्मा. Some people automatically get it if their good karma is there. Some people, their karma is like that. If they are in the outside world, they would not have got that ego. Not that they would not got that passion. But I am telling you, you can change your karma by this, understanding this. Feed that doer ego, preacher ego. I want to be that. Nothing wrong in it. I want to be. What is role play? The force of I want to be. Do you get the feeling?
Yes.
I want to be. I want to be a preacher. I want to be a pujari. That means I like that role play. That service I like. I want to be. Being is Sat. Being is Sat. Knowing is Chit. Doing is Ananda. So your Sat, Chit, Ananda should be there for every doer ego. I like to be. I like to be a successful preacher. I like to be a big collector. Now, whatever word you want to use, I want to be. It's a very powerful, your own Atma Sat energy it is. If you don't contemplate and feed that, you will not have that, you won't build up. Contemplation is a very powerful process by which your subtle body can be cultured. Unless your subtle body is cultured, that it does not get loaded at the time of service. So that is coming to that. Another concept I want to, so this concept is about what I told you now is about doer ego. How to culture and load the doer ego at the right circumstance. Your life becomes easy. You will start enjoying doing that. You like to do it. Yeah.
You said you will have to encourage doer ego in us.
You have to?
Encourage doer ego, service ego, servant ego. To execute our services nicely.
Specific service egos.
Yeah. So now, like in an organization, we have many devotees executing same kind of services also. Like in LLP team, there are many devotees doing the service. Now, if there is a competition between one devotee and another devotee, if this kind of egos lead to competition also, I am better preacher or better collector.
One of the qualities of doer ego is to cooperate with other doer egos. Then only you are a good doer ego. Otherwise your doer ego is defective. Because the doer ego, he is a servant of Krishna, servant of Prabhupada. Right? It's a Vaishnava ego. Yes or no?
Yeah, that should be there. Otherwise...
that only is there. No, servant ego means Vaishnava ego only. We are not talking about false ego. Vaishnava ego only. So Vaishnava ego means that Vaishnava ego's desires never against Prabhupada and Krishna's desires. So every ego requires self-discipline. That now comes. Okay. Ego drives. Correct? Now you cannot blindly drive. Every servant ego has to have self-discipline. Self-discipline means it has to control sometime its expression. It has to cooperate with others. So it is just like developing maturity. I am not talking about a short-term thing. In fact, by such cooperation, you learn how to be with the other Vaishnavas, how to encourage others, how to see others' service also. It's not about being self-centered. False ego means self-centered. Doer ego means Prabhupada and Krishna-centered egos. He is also servant of Prabhupada and Krishna. He is also servant of Prabhupada and Krishna. Now I am also servant of Prabhupada and Krishna. So like that, our perception is not self-centered. By default, many times ego is used only for self-centered thing. How many of you saw my talk in KLU University for students? How there is no communication at all. How many of you knew that they awarded me doctorate? But the talk has not. Where is Anand Kirti?
It was sent to all the devotees.
Not open, not sealed. It's available.
The circular.
2 days back, we came.
So anyway, it is about selfless. I turned greed itself into selfless greed. Selfish greed and selfless greed. Akshay Patra is a story of selfless greed. We want to feed more. This is greed, yeah? Correct, yeah, greed. But it's a selfless greed. And we want selfless greed. We are not Mayavadis. We are not impersonalists. We want more and more and more and more. What? Service to Prabhupada and Krishna. Karmis want more and more and more and more for themselves. We want more and more and more. for Prabhupada and Krishna. It's a very powerful driving force. That is our positive philosophy of Vaishnavism. That is how we purify. In that process, we purify all our Rajaguna, everything gets purified. That answers your question.
Yes, sir. So, only the positive spirit you should take. Otherwise, it can suppress other service ego also. If there is a competition and pulling each other, then that can suppress other service mood also.
No, though, for that every day you are hearing Bhagavatam class.
Yeah.
365 days you are hearing, and one day I speak about, your doer ego. So that doer ego which I am charging today should be tempered by 364 days of Bhagavatam class. How to respect others. How, you see, self-importance. How to have a doer ego without self-importance. Self-importance is the biggest disease. Now I am going into Bhagavatam now. This is for Atma. Other one was for Yantra. The self-importance is the biggest disease. Spiritual disease. I am important. I should be appreciated. I am seeking appreciation. Everybody should appreciate me. This is a self-centered disease. Whereas the other one is constantly devotee is seeking how to appreciate Krishna, how to appreciate Prabhupada, how to appreciate other Vaishnavas. So his idea is not in self-importance. He is always in giving importance for Prabhupada, Krishna and other Vaishnavas. Importance. So he does not hesitate to appreciate another devotee even at the drop of a hat. When any good thing is, he does not hesitate. But another mentality is he is constantly waiting and he is starved. Nobody is appreciating me. Nobody is telling anything. Dull. And you will never get inspired. Why? Because everybody is busy with their work. If you are expecting somebody else to come and feed appreciation, you will be a failure. You have to learn how to take inspiration when you appreciate Prabhupada and Krishna. For instance, Japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Continuous appreciation of the holy name of the Lord. Automatically you will have fire inside you. You don't need appreciation. You will have the fire inside you to do the service. Because that energy is same. When you appreciate Krishna, you get 100 times the pleasure of somebody else coming and giving one small appreciation. Oh, kuch nahi hai. If you appreciate Krishna's nama and do japa. I'll come to that in the end, on chanting properly every day, without thinking of preaching contacts and all that. Okay, so that is one. Another very important thing is that one is about the result, I told you. Another is you should understand a very high sense of responsibility. Like some of the, like Shuklambara said, all that, or Acharyatna said, very high sense of responsibility that I have to, it is left to me to do. If I don't do, it will not get done. It's fine. Krishna is a sanction of the result. But from my side, if I don't do it, sanction will not come. So sense of ownership is my work to Prabhupada and Krishna. You understand the difference? This work is assigned to me by Prabhupada and Krishna. That sense of connection should be there. ये और किसी का नहीं है, मेरा सेवा है. Between me, Prabhupada and Krishna, मेरा सेवा है, करना है. High sense of responsibility should be there. When that sense of responsibility is there, then you will see it is a sense of ownership of work. I have been asked to do it. I will do it. Yes, you are asked to do it. Therefore, it is mine now. It is mine. I have been asked to do it. Fine. Therefore, it has become mine. Ownership. ये मेरा सेवा है, मेरा काम है. इतना आनंद आता है करने में. अगर वो आइडेंटिफाई नहीं किया कि मेरा सेवा है प्रभुपाद के लिए, आइडेंटिफाई नहीं किया है, दम ही नहीं रहेगा. वो बोलता है करने को, हम कर रहा है. वो बोलने का is only an indication that it is yours. Ultimately, why are you doing it? Because it is come to me as my duty, my service to Prabhupada and Krishna. So sense of ownership is also very important. So give me some, what is your, as a fundraiser, what should be your preacher ego? What should be the technique? What kind of preacher ego you should load? You should cultivate culture, build up in your system. You see, just like I give you an example. A newly married couple, husband and wife, right? They don't know each other. They got married. From day one, as they interact, the husband is developing a ego, how to relate with her. Wife is developing a ego, how to relate with him, isn't it? They're developing husband is developing a husband ego. Till now he was not married. He didn't have any husband ego. Then wife was single lady. She never knew what is to be a wife. Knew maybe, but now practice has started. She must have seen her mother and all this. But now she started, okay, this particular man is my husband. So she started developing a wife ego. Correct? Just see, observe how the process happens. As they are quite unfamiliar, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you see, as it goes on, their husband ego and wife ego develops culturing in their subtle body. Yes or no? No difference, this also. The mechanism is a similar thing. In the situation of a preacher ego, how to develop it? Continuously, if you have proper guidelines, if you have a desire to develop that ego, because ultimately, you want result. Let's say husband wants a good relationship with the wife, wife wants a good relationship with the husband. So there is a goal. Based on that goal, they are cooperating together. They are developing the ego. Here you want results. You want to be efficient in getting the results from in your preaching. So you have to develop that. So tell me, what is it? Let us go into what is a preacher ego? Specific preacher ego. I can start, then you can add some more. To engage all the living entities in terms of their finance, their money contribution, in terms of their contacts, isn't it? And eventually in terms of their energy, they may do seva in the temple, energy, correct? So you have a very clear purpose in your seva. And what is anything else you want to add?
maybe the year's time I would like to collect this much amount of time. The number of people should chant the holy name of Krishna.
Yeah, making them chant. Yeah, making them chant.
Which person is having more money? Which person has more money? The richest person.
Okay.
Identify the richest person.
No, now you're going into details. I'm starting in the fundamental. Like that, so many things are there. I'm talking about what is the broadest, what should be the desire of the preacher ego, not the immediate desire. Abhi check lena hai, nahi. Ye nahi bol raha. That is why I use the word purpose. Desire means immediately kya hona hai, desire. Purpose means अरे वो purpose से desire आएगा. So purpose क्या है? What your preacher ego should have, what purpose the preacher ego should have.
Just like Prabhupada said that if a disciple cannot preach, he should die with a spiritual master only. So like that we should have that ego that now this mission is mine.
That ego is for everything, for all seva. Yeah. Now I am talking preacher ego के लिए क्या है? ये fine point में आना है. What you told is general service ego. As a preacher, you should have very specific preacher purpose. Preacher ego should have.
How can you get Lakshmi Krishna's?
Because this is particularly when you are going on fundraising, it starts with Lakshmi. Starts with Lakshmi, then it talks with their contacts. Is it not? To engage them, because that is, they have no time for other things. So first option is paisa do. इतना तो सेवा करो भगवान के लिए. सेकेंड ऑप्शन तो कांटेक्ट दो. वो भी उसको टाइम है, वो देगा, थोड़ा कांटेक्ट दे देगा. कांटेक्ट पूछे, दे दिया. मंदिर में आओ, हाँ सोच के आएंगे. भगवान जब बुलाता है आएंगे. And God calls me, I will come. उधर से मुश्किल हो जाएगा. जप करो, ठीक है यार. if you are expert, 15 मिनट जप करा सकता है रोज, एक माला करा सकता है. So these are the preacher, our specific to this service, preacher ego's desires. Should be very clear. It should be either this. Agar he cannot do this, he cannot do this, he cannot do this. This is a desire. And then what happens is, now action comes. How to fulfill this desires? By action, right? And when you go into action, the next important concept I want to tell you. When you go into action, your desire may be fulfilled, your desire may not be fulfilled, right? But our expectation is that desire should be fulfilled, right? But it may not be fulfilled is a reality. So, failure is part of this seva. What is part of this seva? Failure is part of this seva. This you have to swallow. It is only failure that brings success in this seva. What is that? It is only the failure that brings you success in this seva. Out of 8 failures and 2 success you'll get. Now I will tell you one very important mind technique. Very important mind technique. How to deal with failure. Because you all have to every day deal with failure. Somebody write down here. I'll tell one sentence. Right, failure is a feedback. Next sentence you write is a feedback. Next, success is a pleasure. Next you write, failure is the information. Success is emotion. For any successful preacher, this is extremely important to keep the spirit same throughout the day, so that you don't become depressed. Failure is a feedback. Failure should never be considered as an emotion. It is only feedback. If you take failure, oh नहीं मिला है, नहीं दिया है, छोड़ दो. फीडबैक है, वो इन्फॉर्मेशन है, उसमें इमोशन नहीं है, छोड़ दो. अभी एक आदमी के पास गया, बात किया है, वो नहीं दिया, वो फीडबैक है. आज नहीं दिया, कल देखेंगे, चलो आगे चलो. वो नहीं दिया, वो अच्छा, वो बाहर आता है, बहुत दुखी है, जाता है. That when you turn failure into a emotion, it will affect your next contact. It will affect. उसको खाली information रख देना, हो गया. Another good thing another important skill is immediately, after it failed, आज तो होने वाला नहीं था, चलो आराम से चलो, आज तो होने वाला नहीं था, मेरे को कुछ सिखाने के लिए कृष्णा इसके पास भेजा है, बस. So that is a feedback. Feedback is in the form of information, right? We are not neglecting, we are not ignoring failure. We are not ignoring failure, because I told you, success builds on failure. We are not ignoring. Now, success is a pleasure. You should learn how to get enthused with success, because success builds success. That success pleasure is used even in our japa. Our acharyas have given japa mala. One mala is over, two mala is over, right? Sakshi bead, as it goes up, you feel good, no? Huh? ये सक्सेस ब्रेन का सक्सेस प्रेशर है. यंत्र को अच्छी तरह यूज किया है आचार्य लोग. Has used our yantra phenomena very nicely to turn it into an habit. So much so that एक हो गया 16, 2 दिन जप नहीं किया, you will feel starved. You will feel कमी है, something कम है, जप नहीं हुआ, कम है, something is missing. Why? Because your brain didn't get that success pleasure. Not because you are missing because of separation from Krishna. That is another kind of missing. Missing my japa, missing chanting holy name, that is another level. But this missing that we feel, just like you feel sick, say 5 years you have chanted Hare Krishna, you feel sick, you are on the bed, you couldn't chant. You will feel so I'm missing something. Because every day you were feeding it. So this, you have to utilize. Utilizing the success chemical in the brain is a very powerful motivator. it so happens there are some people, failure they make a big issue in the mind. अपने फेलियर हो गया, नहीं मिला, सक्सेस हो गया, वो उसको इमीडिएटली भूल जाता है. हो गया ना, हो गया. No, you feed, no. Do the proper thing. You feed the success as a pleasure and feed the failure as a information and not as anything to do with emotions. I learnt this 30 years back. I used to see one devotee, he is a preacher, 35 years back. So he is continuously, what energy level he's got, he'll go. Good energy he's got. How many people reject, he won't care. And that person's result was always, there is no question of collection, is continuously come. So I, as a research interest, I started asking him and interviewing what happened today, and he'd come and report to me every day. Then when he was reporting to me, oh, then this one, that one, ये बोला, ये लो, बहुत अच्छा है, बाद में next month देगा बोला है, ये बोला, public hold, hope. I called his partner and asked him what happened today. Then he said, first man we went, वो धक्का मार, भगाया, हमको भगा दिया. ये बोल रहा है. एक आदमी हमको देख के टेबल के अंदर छुप and told the secretary, I'm not there, tell. He went under the table. All the story I heard. And when he narrated to me, he did not tell any of the negative results. A negative result उसको लगा ही नहीं. And because of that, constantly only success was feeding him his enthusiasm. That means failure does not go into his emotional plane. What is it? Failure does not enter his emotional plane. Even out of 10, 8 rejections, they are only information for him. 2 is emotion. 2 success is emotion. Continuously, so much prana energy you get. Very, very important. If you don't have that prana, that energy is not therein, you see what happens if you go and sit before somebody, you are asking for Lakshmi. अगर तुम्हारा चेहरा में लाइफ नहीं है, वो क्या देगा? वो लाइफ देखना, अरे तो साधु आ गया है, इसमें इतना एनर्जी है, उसको ऐसा, you should see, कैसा भी ना कुछ वो खींचता है ना, पीछे जो फेलियर है ना, वो खींचता है, कुछ शब्द भी नहीं निकलता है. जो एंथुसियास्टिक है ना, वो शब्द ऐसा है, वो क्या बात करता है उसको भी मालूम नहीं होता है. इतना बात करता है कि वो भी सोचता है कि वो बहुत बात करता है, मेरे को मैं नहीं समझता है. एक्चुअली खुद को भी नहीं समझता है, वो बात करता ही रहता है. ऐसा 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 ये उसको ब्रेन को ओवरलोड कर देता है. इसको इतना इंफॉर्मेशन देता है, ब्रेन को ओवरलोड कर देता है. जब ब्रेन को ओवरलोड करता है, लेफ्ट ब्रेन और राइट ब्रेन है, ये मालूम है आपको? All marketing, all of you should know. There's a left brain and a right brain. Left brain is logical, calculative mind. Anybody not heard about it?
No.
Oh, okay, very important. Our brain दो half है ना? Correct? Today scientifically it is proved. One half is processing logic, rational thinking, step by step thinking. अगर अच्छा इसका 8 रुपया क्या? नहीं ये उधर 7 रुपये में मिलता है, ये क्यों इतना लगता है? नहीं लेगा। ये लेफ्ट ब्रेन की डिसीजन है। राइट ब्रेन is more intuitional, emotional. It will make a decision based on emotion. अगर आपने मेंबरशिप के लिए गया किसी के पास, वो बात करते हैं, आप बात करते हैं, वो लेफ्ट ब्रेन में जाएगा तो वो पूरा कैलकुलेट करेगा हमको क्या बेनिफिट मिलेगा, क्या नहीं बेनिफिट मिलेगा, ये सब। करेक्ट? यू डू रिलीजियस टॉक, भगवान की कृपा ये है उसका, और एंड देन और something to do with emotions in his life and some social prestige and all this kind of things. धर्माधिकारी बन सकता है, ये धर्म शिरोमणि बन सकता है, आपकी मंदिर की फाउंडर पेट्रन, वन अमंग दिस मच, ये सब एक क्या है? राइट ब्रेन की। वो कैलकुलेशन नहीं करेगा 1 करोड़ या 3 करोड़, एक ही एडिशन उसका, उसके पास है तो 1 और 3 फर्क नहीं पड़ता उसको, जिसके पास है। सो इसको राइट ब्रेन डिसीजन बोलते हैं। तो लेफ्ट ब्रेन और राइट। सो इन सेल्स, टू क्लोज द सेल्स यू हैव टू ब्रिंग पीपल टू द राइट ब्रेन। एंड इफ यू आर टू मच इन द लेफ्ट ब्रेन, तुम भी कन्विंस नहीं होगा कि वो क्यों देना है। दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम, दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम। अगर तुम भी नहीं कन्विंस रहे तो वो कैसा देगा? तुम बोल रहे हैं उसको देना है, ये देना है, इतना देना है, 1 लाख देना है, 10 लाख देना है, लेकिन अंदर तुमको लगता है तो ठीक नहीं है, कैसा 10 लाख को क्यों देना है? 10 लाख तुम्हारा लेफ्ट ब्रेन को आंसर नहीं है 10 लाख क्यों देना है। तो राइट ब्रेन को उसको शिफ्ट करना, इमोशनल को शिफ्ट करना है। अच्छा, इसके इमोशनल शिफ्ट करने के लिए देर आर टेक्निक्स, ये सब बुक पढ़ के सीख लो। I will give you, I will search and you don't have to done, I will search and recommend some books for you, all these things. So one thing is how people, if you overload their left brain with too much information which they cannot hold, automatically उनका thinking right brain में चले जाता है। तो इसलिए अगर देखो अभी एक सारी शॉप में किसी को लेके जाता है, वो MG रोड में जाता है, वो दीपम सिल्क करके है, उसके बाहर लोग आइए खींच के लेके जाता है, अंदर आइए, कली देखिए करके, तो उसको अंदर लेके जाके पहले चाय पिलाता है। चाय पिलाने के बाद बिठाने के बाद वो पूछता नहीं आपको क्या चाहिए, एक साड़ी निकाल के डालते ही रहता है, 1 2 3, अरे ये सोचता है हम तो पूछा ही नहीं, नो, देन सडनली इतना डालता है, वो सडनली सोचता है ये है क्या, वाइफ पूछता है ये है क्या, पकड़ गया, और उधर लेके जाके और 1 2 3। What they are doing? First of all, when they were walking in the footpath, they never decided we should buy a saree today. पहले इसको खींच के सारी शॉप में लेके गया। शॉप में क्या, what is the trick they play? They overload their left brain, too many choices. इतना choices हो गया, और राइट ब्रेन जाएगा। क्या राइट ब्रेन? अरे हमने इसको इतना कष्ट दिया, कैसा बिना खरीदा कैसा जा सकता है? She will tell the husband, especially wife, tell the husband, there's something, let's buy and go. Hey, no need, let's go. No, it looks bad. 45 minutes this man has put saris before us. At least one sari you should buy and go. So right brain mein jaake, that's a totally right brain. They don't want sari at all. But they'll buy one and go out. So you go to somebody, you'd say, veteranship hai, 5 days hai, 7 days a year hai, 10 days a year hai, another scheme itna hai, ye hai, oh, pura overload ho jata hai wo. You will be thinking that I have to very clearly tell. That is a mistake. If you tell very clearly, they will never buy. ये है वो है that too you should tell very fast. Because the idea is they should not understand. What they should understand? The last thing you want them to do, that they should understand. Overload. Those who think that I have to only convince everybody and get their money won't do well in this collection. First, you have to change your paradigm. It's by an emotional connection, talking slowly, and what you have to find out, not personal connection, you have to understand what are his emotions. First of all, he's a Hindu, that is why you're gone. So, a temple, he has got feeling for temple, all these kind of things. So, that is the final call. The final call that a person makes when he writes the check. Please understand, it is a right brain decision. उसको अच्छा लगता है इसलिए किया. नहीं तो क्यों हमारा पास ऐसा प्रोडक्ट क्यों है, वो मटेरियली क्या मिलता है उसको. You have appealed to his right brain, that's why he has given. Okay, so point I was telling is how to deal with failure and success, and I also told you that how repeated failure is what brings success, because that feedback will get us how to prospect to the right, go to the right prospects. Okay, these are key concepts, how to maintain that enthusiasm. Once again, I'll tell you, failure is a feedback, success is a pleasure. You should tell yourself, मेरे लिए failure खाली feedback है, success is a pleasure. ये हमारा बुद्धि है, mind and बुद्धि. बुद्धि के लिए है failure, mind के लिए नहीं है. Mind के लिए क्या है? Emotion, pleasure है. Only success लगता है. Failure is information for my intelligence, success is emotion for my mind. This will ensure that you maintain your spirits in midst of success and failure. And you, as I said, you should feed your subtle body with this perception. ये दृष्टि, ये फेलियर को कैसा देखना, सक्सेस को कैसा देखना है, ये अपने subtle body को feed करना by repeatedly telling this to your preacher ego, and preacher ego will learn how to deal with these two things. Nothing succeeds like, action, then immediately success. No, action, feedback, iterations. ऐसा चलता है. Next important principle I want to tell you, which will give you all a lot of inspiration, is law of averages. Somebody write on the board. Rub that. Law of averages. Can somebody say what it is?
Huh? We will be playing on video to learn law.
Acha?
More of failures.
Huh?
More of failures, few success. When you meet lot of people, more people, then only fail.
Bigger the sample, then your average of success goes up. Bigger the sample. In other words, if you think that I meet two people and I have to get collection from those two people, it will not work. This law of average works everywhere, even making devotees. So suppose you think, okay, now we have got this folk and all these things and folk hostels and all these things we have, so very easy for you to think. Suppose वो कुछ नहीं था, अभी मंदिर खोल गया, ये सिस्टम कुछ नहीं था, आप सोच के देखो, डिवोटी बनना है, डायरेक्शन ही नहीं है। हम क्या सोचते हैं, ओ एक आदमी को कैसा प्रीच करना, कैसा डिवोटी बनना। It doesn't work like that. You create a system of touching 100 boys. And the law of average says, don't worry, तुमको जो चाहिए उसमें at least 20 होगा. इसको law of average बोलते हैं. होगा. 10 boys को touch करो, at least 2 boys उधर होगा आपकी जो requirement. लेकिन वो जो 2 boys है, 10 टच नहीं करेगा तो वो 2 नहीं आएगा। ये नियम है। सिमिलरली आपको 2 सक्सेस चाहिए चेक वाला, 2 चेक देने वाला है, आपको 10 को टच करना ही पड़ता है। ये रिक्वायरमेंट है। फेलियर इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर सक्सेस एज पर लॉ ऑफ एवरेजेस। 80-20। Actually, that is not 80-20. Law of average is different. I'm talking. I just said that it's 80-20 is something else. So this, what happens? How does this help? If you know this law, sometimes you feel blank. किसके पास जाना है? क्या है? No, how? I don't have any contacts. And immediately your mind will say, नहीं contact नहीं है तो contact create करना. 100 जो लोग के पास जाना है. हमको मालूम है. If I have to, मेरा काम क्या है? मेरा सेवा नहीं, मेरा सेवा ये नहीं है कि 2 आदमी से एक चेक लेके आना, 2 आदमी से चेक लेके आना. ये नहीं मेरा सेवा. मेरा सेवा है 10 आदमी का डोर पे नॉक करना है और 2 आदमी चेक देगा. मेरा सेवा ये नहीं. People think because they only count, okay, 2 people gave, all others is a failure. But in the total scheme of things, if you did not knock at 10 doors, you would not have got the 2. That means ये प्रकृति का नियम है. आपको कुछ भी चाहिए तो लार्जर नंबर के पास जाना है, उसमें से आपको सिलेक्शन मिलेगा. So that somebody who knows this, preacher who knows this, left, right, center, go on, he'll keep meeting people because he knows law of averages. उसमें 1-2 गिरेगा. The more number I hit, more will fall into the pot. So don't think individually. How many will give, how many will not give? That later on, once you go. First is to hit a big sample. You agree, no? This is the only way, no? This is the only way. Suppose some preacher is thinking, I will go only to people who have high probability of giving. He is a total failure, he'll be. You won't see, you'll just get the right, what is my segment? First he'll decide. ऐसा नहीं कि किधर भी जाओ, पान वाला के पास जाओ, ये ऐसा नहीं बोलता है. First you decide the segment. मेरा segment क्या है? Segmentation is required. ऐसा social strata of people, business community, this is my segmentation. वो segment को complete focus करके टक 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 मारते रहना. गोली लगत, 1-2 गोली लग जाएगा। मशीन गन है ना, मशीन लाइक दैट, गो ऑन शूटिंग, गिर जाता है, 1-2 गिर जाता है। So that is law of averages. Okay. Then you have to segment, and you have to concentrate on your segment. This is you have to focus on that segment, not go here and then to other. That segment, you select what is your segment, because within givers there are different segments. High value segment, this one. You have to put where maximum you think you can get that segment. You fully concentrate on that segment. Then you will see maximum result will come from there. Okay, so how many minutes left for me? Okay. I'll take some questions now. Other skills I am not talking, because there are so many skills that you need. Moment you have all this orientation together, एक आदमी के आगे जो बैठता है इतना skill है. There are so many skills where you communicate and you get a result. Try to get a result. Microphone.
Hare Krishna Guru.
Also YouTube we can go and check right brain left brain. आजकल बुक की जरूरत ही नहीं है, कुछ भी चाहिए YouTube जाओ. And expert people have made videos. People means professors from MIT, Harvard. These are all this kind of concepts.
You are talking about the ownership feelings. So it's very tough task. How to could you elaborate on this some more? Ownership feelings.
Feeling of ownership.
Yes. How to bring this one in?
How to bring that?
Yeah, it is a tough task actually, because generally people say when we go to once join we have a lot of feelings. Then later on we will develop a feeling like, okay, I am there in the temple. So he is a commander. He is telling the lower level of. I'm telling who are the management.
Bhagavad Gita mein Krishna is Prabhupada in purport is saying that each devotee should think that this service is given to me by Krishna directly. पढ़ा है ना? 18th chapter में. That is a mood. That is a sense of ownership.
But that feeling come from inside is very that when generally the devotees will get demotivated when long time because the management are taking the all credits and other devotees are not very much.
For that you have to understand that it is between me. Okay, you are saying that मेरा ओनरशिप तो नहीं लगता है क्योंकि सब क्रेडिट उसको देता है. मैं पूरा कलेक्ट करता है, टेम्पल प्रेसिडेंट को क्रेडिट मिलता है. You have to understand that this brings another very big principle. Devotee have to become spiritually mature. Then only bhakti will come. These are all obstructions. Today this is the service given to me. I take satisfaction. One service is assigned to me.
I don't want social gratification, credit. I want credit from Prabhupada and Krishna. मेरा सेवा प्रभुपाद और कृष्ण कैसा डिवोशन सर्विस करने का है, कैसे सिखाया है, क्या बोला है, उसके अनुसार राइट स्पिरिट में, राइट एटीट्यूड में, भक्ति से मैं करेंगे, बस मेरा आनंद उसी में हो गया। और बाहर से क्रेडिट मिलेगा तो वो बोनस है। समझ गया? दो चीज है, सैलरी और बोनस। Another important concept जीवन में, सैलरी, स्पेशली स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ के लिए, सैलरी एंड बोनस। हम नहीं बोलते बोनस नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन सैलरी क्या है? Suppose you have gone to 10 people and 2 people gave you a check. Going to 10 people, doing your work, doing your duty to tell them to do the seva is your salary. उसे आनंद लेना है। मैं 10 लोग के पास गया, 10 लोग के पास सेवा रखा है, पूछा है, प्रीचर किया, प्रीचिंग किया है, अगर एक भी नहीं दिया तो भी सैलरी मिल गया मेरा, आराम से सोएंगे। अच्छा, 10 लोग के पास गया, 2 चेक मिला है, खुशी होना, बोनस है वो। अगर आप खाली ये 2 चेक मिला है, ओनली दिस 2 चेक इज द सैलरी करके सोचता है, पूरा 10 लोग को मिला है, आप लगता है कि आप कुछ नहीं किया। नहीं, you have benefited so much. Every little service that you have done is noted by Prabhupada and Krishna. That's your salary. That is your benefit. So when you become, suppose devotees appreciate or devotees community appreciate, ठीक है, genuinely if people appreciate you, Vaishnavas also feel good, no problem. That is bonus. Never become dependent on social acceptance. Never become dependent upon social appreciation. You never become dependent. If you become on that, you become weak. This is a real meaning of independently thoughtful. अब independent बनना है। कोई हमको प्रेज करेगा तो हम करेंगे, कोई नहीं प्रेज करेगा तो, क्रेडिट मिलेगा तो करेंगे, ये तो वीक पर्सनालिटी हो गया। तुम उसका हाथ में दे दिया तुम्हारा जीवन को। अगर वो गुस्सा हो गया तो तुम नाराज होएगा, वो खुशी होएगा तुम खुशी होएगा। अरे उसका खुशी, उसका सुख दुख के, मेरा सुख दुख क्यों जाना है अप एंड डाउन? मेरा सुख दुख मैं कंट्रोल करेंगे। मेरे को सेवा कर सका, आज 10 लोग के पास सेवा कर रहे, मैं खुशी हूं। You understand? You have to deal with your mind, very important with these things. You separate between results and service. And results, service, I am independently, between me, Prabhupada and Krishna, my devotion service is rewarded continuously. And anything else which comes, people like, people don't like, the result is something that people like, okay, it's a bonus. So this kind of maturity is required. You can preach to the devotees like that. You have to become independent of that. Sense gratification. Normally when we say sense gratification, I say sense gratification and social gratification. You have to become free from sense gratification. That means senses का दास भी नहीं बनना, सोसाइटी का दास भी नहीं बनना. No sense gratification, no social gratification. Bonafide sense gratification मिलेगा तो बोनस है, bonafide social gratification मिले तो बोनस है.
मीन्स परमिटेड है तो हम लेंगे, कोई देगा तो ठीक है। अच्छा प्रभुपाद, आपको कोई प्रेस करेगा तो ठीक है, प्रभुपाद का कृपा है, थैंक यू प्रभु, ले लो, नो चिंता नहीं है, प्रभुपाद को दे दो नो प्रॉब्लम। लेकिन वो नहीं मिला करके मरना नहीं, वो नहीं मिला करके वो डिप्रेस नहीं होना, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है।
You give example of Arjuna and Krishna. Arjuna fought. So, but Arjuna by birth was fighter. So Krishna selected Arjuna because he was fighter. He did not select Nakula, Sahadeva. Similarly, we are a person. By birth, we have some other qualities. And now we want to learn something higher things. For example, I want to become a good speaker, and I am seeing the YouTube videos of some other good speaker. But I don't have some qualification, bro. So Arjuna, because he was already fighter, not like when he came in touch with Krishna, that's why he selected. Correct. So how we will achieve this kind of quality? Because it looks.
Why you have to achieve? I never tried to become a good singer till now.
But we have to learn techniques now.
I don't want to also because I know I cannot.
But techniques we are learning, bro. No? Huh? You told me we have to learn techniques by reading some expert books like this, and we are going to.
देखो, अगर बीज है तो टेक्निक काम करेगा, अगर बीज नहीं है तो टेक्निक काम नहीं करेगा। Then you have to become completely transcendental beyond your karma to do all this. वो नहीं होता है, इतना easy नहीं है। तो थोड़ा लगता है मेरे से ये कर सकता है करके, दैट मीन्स बीज है, करो ठीक से, आगे करो। अगर मेरे को थोड़ा भी गुण नहीं आया, अभी एक कृष्णा और कौ का पेंटिंग करना है इधर, अरे इतना अच्छा है, इतना अच्छा लगता है ऐसा पेंटिंग करना, हम अगर हम करेगा तो। तुम जीवन में एक पेंटिंग नहीं किया, जीवन में एक ड्राइंग नहीं किया, अभी यूट्यूब में जाके कैसा पेंटिंग करना है, कैसा ड्राइंग करना है सीखेगा तो। प्रभुपाद और कृष्णा बोलेगा क्यों वे टाइम वेस्ट करता है तुम, तुम्हारे पास जो गुण है उसको बढ़ाओ, उसको बढ़ाओ, एंगेज भी करो, उसको बढ़ाओ। अगर यू आर अ लिटिल एवरेज स्पीकर, अच्छा स्पीकर बन जाओ। If you got good communication abilities, you feel like you want to communicate, go break it, find out what the technique, what is the यंत्र को क्लीन कराओ, यंत्र को फाइन ट्यून कराओ, अच्छा है। ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कैपेसिटी है, इधर ही करना है ना, इसको आपका मन अच्छी तरह चलता है, इसको ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कैपेसिटी है। किसी को सम पीपल्स माइंड कैन नॉट डू दिस, उसका दिमाग में चलता ही नहीं। उसको अगर बोलते हैं कि क्यू मैनेजमेंट की पूरा सिस्टम करो, अभी जन्माष्टमी आ रहा है, वो बैठ जाता है, उसका दिमाग चलता ही नहीं। और किसी को बोलो तुम्हारा एक काम, उसका दिमाग ऐसा चलता है, प्रभु इधर से ऐसा जाएगा, ऐसा जाएगा, ऐसा जाएगा, ऐसा जाएगा, ऐसा जाएगा, नहीं इधर डबल होगा, इधर क्रॉसिंग होगा, ऐसा चलता है। दैट मीन्स दैट स्किल इज देयर, सो यू कैन मेक आउट, अपने अपने को मालूम पड़ जाता है मेरे में क्या, ये लाइफ में ये शरीर किसके लिए लिया है करके आपको मालूम हो जाएगा। क्या गुण कर्म के लिए किया है, क्या नेचुरली आता है, क्या नेचुरली नहीं आता है। तो हमारे पास जितना स्ट्रेंथ है वो स्ट्रेंथ को एम्पलीफाई करना और वो सेवा में डालना है। ऐसा नहीं कि सब एवरीबडी यू सी, बट इन द केस ऑफ कलेक्शन देन यू मे से प्रभु क्यों सब डिवोटी को कलेक्शन में डालता है शुरू में, ये वो दूसरा बात है। वो ट्रेनिंग, वो स्पिरिचुअल ट्रेनिंग है, to learn how to be dasa, how to be servant, how to go, how to face success, failure, उसके लिए। Then if somebody does not have that taste continuously, he does not thrive, we also don't put unnecessary thing. We shift him to other services and all these kind of things. Okay?
haven't just like my assigned service is fundraising. But between here I have interest for singing like that, or I want to learn some kind of instrument like that, or I'm going 2 hours to learn that harmonium, this thing like that. But my assigned service is fundraising. So in that case, what we have to do? We have to concentrate on that assigned service and the thing which
First you have to understand, my life is not going to end today. I have this ability, this ability, this ability, this ability, this ability. Whole life is available. ऐसा नहीं कि अगर आपके पास 5 एबिलिटी है और 2 एबिलिटी, आप एग्जाम्पल पर 2 एबिलिटी है, अरे मैं वही टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करता है, ये सब नहीं देना मेरे को एक ही देना है, मैं यही करेगा. You got both abilities, do. You got 10 abilities, do it. If one you don't have ability, but if you don't have ability, I told you there are many reasons. If you don't have ability, there are not because of material ability you have to do some service in the beginning stages. To develop humility, to develop certain spiritual qualities, from assistant pujari to you may do PhD and come and join, but you have to go and wash your pots. अरे ये तो मेरा गुण कर्म नहीं है, मेरे को वॉशिंग पॉट में डाल दिया. ये गुण कर्म है, तुम्हारा आउटपुट के लिए नहीं. नेचुरली दैट PhD पर्सन विल वॉश द पॉट वेरी बैडली. परवाह नहीं. फिर भी वो करने दो, 6 महीने करने दो. अरे मैं जिंदगी पूरा मैं पॉट वॉश कर रहा है, वो सोचेगा अरे 6 महीने तुम अशांति रहो, पूरा जीवन है, 6 महीने करो. बाद में कृष्णा के ऊपर सरेंडर करो. ठीक से कैसा तुम्हारा कॉन्शियसनेस भी डेवलप होना, गुण कर्म भी डेवलप होना, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. 2 है. ये गुण कर्म इज अबाउट यंत्र, अदर वन इज अबाउट स्पिरिट. हाँ, अदरवाइज पीपल विल थिंक इतना एबिलिटी से मैं आया हूँ, मेरे को ये पॉट वॉश करने को दे दिया. क्या है ये? Sometimes some foolish devotees say also, Prabhu is so capable, Prabhu, why we have to put him in pot washing? He will do. Put him as a department head. अरे वो दास बनने का सिखा ही नहीं पहले. He will become a department head with false ego. We want him to become a department head with servant ego. But he will become a department head with false ego. So throughout our life, our various services that we do, there are 2 things that we are always aiming. Another thing I'll tell you. When you are going out to preach, let us say collection, and you are thinking that Krishna and Prabhupada is also expecting that the only goal is I should bring collection. ये गलत है. Your project is to bring collection. Krishna has got 2 projects. One is collection, that means seva for the others. Another is you. You are a project. तुमको क्या सिखाना है, तुम क्या डेवलप करना क्या है, तुम्हारा कॉन्शियसनेस. हम वो नहीं देखते, हम दो कल कलेक्शन आना है, कलेक्शन. मैं बहुत बार सोचता था, अरे कृष्णा की सेवा के लिए इतना दुख, इतना कष्ट करके उधर करके क्या है. कृष्णा इज ए प्रोप्राइटर ऑफ एवरीथिंग. किसी को ऐसा दिमाग में बैठा के दे रहे हो 1-10 लाख की चेक, बोल देता है मतस्मृत ज्ञानम अपोहनम चा. ये क्यों हमको इतना दुख देता है भगवान? लेफ्ट राइट सेंटर किधर जाता है, सब आंसर, सब सक्सेस मिलना है. मैं सोचता था शुरू में, जब मैं कलेक्शन में जा रहा था, बहुत दुख लगता है. अरे हम तो डिवोटी है, सरेंडर टू कृष्णा एंड कृष्णा सर्विस. मेरा सेवा नहीं है, भगवान की सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी, उनका सेवा कर रहे हैं, पैसा के लिए इतना घूमना है. स्लोली मेरे को समझ में आया, कृष्णा का प्रोजेक्ट मैं हूं, पैसा नहीं हूं. मेरे को कौन सिखाएगा सेवा भाव? कौन सिखाएगा? इसलिए मैं घूमना है। मेरे को ह्यूमिलिटी कौन सिखाएगा? जाके एक आदमी जाता है, वो गेट आउट बोलता है, डिस्टर्ब मत करो, गेट आउट बोलता है, कुत्ता को बेचता है। तो ज्यादा आप सोचते हैं, अरे तो मैं भगवान के लिए जा रहे हैं, कुत्ता क्यों आ रहे हैं? तुम भगवान के लिए जा रहे हैं, भगवान कुत्ता तुम्हारे लिए बेच रहा है। वो उनका लीला है। ठीक है, टाइम अप और व्हाट? ओके। हाँ,
How to make donor comfortable with us?
how to make donor comfortable with us? Number one, you should be high energy, enthusiastic and energetic you should be. And you cannot be enthusiastic and energetic unless you have chanted Hare Krishna nicely. If you chant Hare Krishna properly, you hear and chant Hare Krishna. After this question, I will tell you how to do in 5 minutes. If you do that, your face will show that. Your face will impact the donor. अच्छी तरह जप करेगा ना, सुन के 16 राउंड, आप उनके आगे जाके बैठता है, उसको प्रभाव लगता है। इंक्लूडिंग क्या बात करना, क्या नहीं बात करना, सब आ जाता है इसमें। And then specific do's and don'ts, what you should do, what you should not do, body language, all these things you can also learn. That is also very important, the yantra part. How to be dressed properly. They are very small things also important. Yeah. You should look bright, you should be dressed properly, and your body language should be, bringing out that positivity, energy. Okay, so let me talk one last point about chanting. Okay, tell me one thing. Chanting and hearing. One very important concept I will communicate to you before I close. It is a very, very important concept. It can change your entire japa.